We're just now learning about some of the statements that Daniel Penny made to police within 10 minutes of the killing of Jordan Neely. You should know that there have been developments in this case as well. Penny pleaded not guilty on Wednesday in the May 1st death of Jordan Neely, who was a homeless panhandler and street performer who prosecutors and witnesses agree had been acting erratically on a subway car. So they agree on that. What isn't agreed on, although many right-wingers online are saying, is that thus he deserved to die. That's where I have to disagree. But we have moving ahead of that judicial process. We're gonna give you updates on where it's gonna go. But first, I do wanna give you some of the statements that Daniel Penny made to police. He apparently said, the guy came in, he threw blank. There's some swears in here. He's like, I'm ready to go to prison for life. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. And I was standing behind him. I think I might have just put him in a choke, put him down. We just went to the ground. He was trying to roll up. I had him pretty good. I was in the Marine Corps. My phone number is blank. He was rolling, he was rolling. When he was in a choke, he was going crazy. He came on, threw blank, was like, I'm gonna go to prison forever. According to people on the scene, he was choked for more than 2 minutes straight. And the guy who killed him acknowledges the police, when we were rolling around, he was going crazy. You were literally choking the life out of him. And there are lots of people that see all of these details and still think not only that he should not suffer any consequences, but that he is in fact a hero. We're gonna give you a few of those, but Sharon, what do you make of these police statements?
Yeah, I think he's a hero, $3 million worth to donating funds to him. I think that he is a sick individual and not the kind that you're so sick you should escape consequences. Listen to what you said there, and I'm looking at it too. He was acting irate, dropping things on the floor. I don't care if I go to jail, I don't care if I die. I don't care if you do feel afraid in that moment. You can be afraid, and that doesn't mean you get to kill someone. You can watch other people be afraid. There's people who are afraid of chihuahuas walking down the street on the other side. They've not approached, they've not barked, they've not nipped. They're afraid of dogs. If you're afraid of a black man yelling on a subway who appears to have mental health concerns, that doesn't mean you get to kill him. This is a very sick, dangerous individual. And that he's been propped up a la Zimmerman and others like him in this regard after doing something so horrible. What is it like to choke the life out of a man, a stranger? His own statement says what he was doing when when he came up behind him and decided to put him down, which is a term they use for dogs, by the way. And I don't want you to even use it for four-legged friends. It's a sick thing that this guy, I can hardly look at him when I consider what was done here.
Yeah, it's just like from his own, we already knew from the witnesses, but he admits it. I snuck up behind a guy, grabbed him in a chokehold, and would not release him until he died.
America, look at your life. If this is okay, look at your life.
And people are gonna be responding to this video saying, no, he was a hero, he should have done that. So I have a question to those commenters. What are the range of behaviors that were you to engage in on a subway? Anyone there is fully justified in murdering you. What are the things that, like, so if you have a bad day, if you scream or something, can we murder you? Or what if you throw food in the ground? Can some random person sneak up behind you and choke the life out of you? I am assuming that you do not actually believe that, as is the case in so much else in politics. I assume that when you post the comments, when you tweet, when you talk, you're not actually even pretending to express an actual value, an actual principle. There's no consistency to any of this. Obviously, this shouldn't happen to you, but to him, because he's a different race than you, he doesn't have housing like you do or whatever. Suddenly, that makes it justified. And to have people like Ron DeSantis, Marjorie Greene, calling him a good Samaritan. They decided to invoke biblical language. I honestly, look, I have to admit the limitations of my knowledge. I'm an atheist, and it's been a long time since I've been an active participant in church. It's been a while since I read the tale of the Good Samaritan. Who did he choke to death again? I don't remember. Which was the biblical figure that he choked to death from behind? But anyway, yeah, as you said, he's raised $3 million. Here's a question to everyone in the chat. If your house is broken into and you were assaulted and you needed legal fees, like you didn't kill anyone, but you were in fact hurt, do you think you could raise $3,000? But this person kills a person and gets $3 million. There is always money to be raised when you kill people. Rittenhouse had no trouble getting the money. Yeah. Zimmerman was a celebrity for literally years. They love vigilantes in America. Any other thoughts?
If a vigilante, remember when Marjorie Taylor Greene was running down the hall hunting AOC? She was hunting her. This is the same Marjorie Taylor Greene that called Lauren Boebert a bee, right? This is the same lady, vile language, hunting people. I think she's making real threats at times because she's inducing others to actually take a swipe at some of these people. What if someone came up behind her and put her in a chokehold because they had to render her neutral? They had to neutralize this aggressive behavior. She had not yet grabbed AOC, but she was hunting her. Would that be okay? This double standard, it's not even well thought out. I love a good debate. I could argue either side. Maybe I enjoy arguing, okay? I just enjoy it. But it's not even worth my time. It's not a thoughtful debate. Just raise your hand if you are racist and you think you're better than this black man. That would be easier. And then we could move on to something else.
Yeah, what you're doing is the thing that I often do that I know intellectually is a waste of time. Again, asking for consistency. Like assuming that someone would seek to not be wildly hypocritical. We knew coming out of the Rittenhouse thing, we're done with that. We're done with what justifies self-defense because they believe simultaneously that because there were people around him, Rittenhouse was justified in shooting whoever he wants because he was scared. But if you were scared by him shooting and killing people, so you attacked him, that was not justified.
Yeah.
And he is thus justified because you're attacking him, even though you don't have a gun and he does. He's justified in killing you. Like the justification just flips back and forth, totally nonsensically. But again, it is sensical if what you're expecting is not consistency. It's just, I like him, he can do whatever he wants. If I was in his situation, I could do whatever I want.
You've mastered it. You've mastered the argument.
That's all.
Give you a headache, but you've mastered it.
It is, I kind of have one. Penny is due back in court on October 25th. He was released on, I believe, $100,000 bail. It was provided by family members of George Santos. I'm kidding. But anyway, yeah, so much money from anonymous donors. People who are hard off economically being like, you know what? I'm gonna give $30 to this guy because I saw online that he killed a man. I'll never understand it. There are actual charities that you could donate to. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.